Hey guys, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and recently I had somebody ask me, hey, have you ever used Landr to master your music? And I said, no, I've never tried it. I tend to be more of the do-it-yourself kind of guy. So I'm going to try and check this out. I'm going to share it with you and see how it works out. So I hope you sit back and enjoy the show. Alright guys, so here we are at Landr's website. It says create, we'll do the rest. I'm not going to use it for anything else other than mastering for the checking it out, but it does have other services. So I'm going to click on mastering. It says instant mastering professional results. Deliver your best sound every time with instant online mastering. Upload a track to hear a free preview, and that's what we're going to be doing. No commitment. So we have a free preview here. It says make your music shine. Mastering lets you share your music the way it's meant to be heard. Okay, then that's good. With consistent professional sound across different devices and streaming platforms. With Landr, the process is always fast, easy, and affordable with instant professional results every time. Try it for yourself. We're going to try that and see how well it works. It gives with years of research, 19 million mastered tracks, over 1 million hours of music. Okay, so they're using, AI is what they're using ultimately here. They give a video on that, so let's check it out here. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to open up. Okay, there it is, and it just says upload your track. So we're going to drag and drop a music track there. So let me pull up a music track. This is one I just got done doing the mix for recently. Okay, so it's uploading it. It says putting your artistic vision first. Your track's unique sonic properties are being analyzed by Landr's mastering engine. A preview of your customized master will be ready in just a minute. Now, just for the record, I tend to master things myself. This one isn't too bad. If anything, I think the mixing of it is the bass might be a little loud. But here's the thing. If you're going, well, first of all, what's mastering? Mastering is equally creating equal volume levels across your music. It's absolutely essential for an album. So somebody isn't listening to track 1 and then track 2 is a lot lower and they crank it up and track 3 blast them. But on top of that, it's to make your music transfer from one device to another and not have problems. Now, for example, you might be listening to it on your cell phone and it sounds great, but you put it in your vehicle and it sounds terrible. That's why a lot of people will test a mix in their vehicle, myself included. I love to test mixes in my vehicle. It's like the ultimate test. I actually have several different, that's why they have several different monitors and things like that. I only have one set of monitors hooked up right now in my studio, but I'm in the process of hooking more. I just hooked up a monitor station so I can have 4 with a push of a button. But I do have an EQ where it's set up to be more bassy for a vehicle where I just push a button and it simulates that as well. Now, one thing I'm going to be interested in seeing here, because I like the human element, and I don't think you can ever replace the human element. A human's going to hear it differently than what you do, and maybe put their take on it. It might add a little flavor to it, if you will, but it might not either. And I'm interested to see how well this does. Now, one thing, too, with mastering is I wonder how they're going to do it. If they do, I'm guessing it's going to do it right, because usually in mastering you want to pick like the highest, punchiest volume segment going on and then base it all off of that. So I don't know how they do this. They're going to give me a preview. We're going to see how that works out and see if it follows that pattern. But anyway, I tend to master myself, but I'm not the greatest mastering engineer. I'm going to admit that right now. I do okay, but I'm only using the inbox things that I have in Reaper, and that's all I've done. Years ago, with the devices I used, one of them like a Roland 2480 I used, it had a mastering toolkit built into it as well, which was, it was usable, but it wasn't great. And so it is what it is. Right now I'm looking into getting Isotope 9 because I want to up my game mastering, if you will, and learn more. So if you are a do-it-yourselfer, this might not be for you. But if you're somebody who doesn't want to do mastering, this is something probably to look into. Or if you just want something to do something quick, this might work for you too. We're going to look at this, how well it does, as well as the individual price points that are available for this system as well. Okay, there we go. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a basis of recording this, okay? And we're not recording, I'm sorry, the basis of what it sounds like, a baseline. And that's on the original. We're going to start with balanced and medium. So let's hear how it sounds and see what snippet it took. Oop, I just hit my microphone. Okay, so that was the original unbalanced. So I just wanted you to get a baseline on what that is. So now we're going to switch it to master and see what it did. If the volume is not perfectly transmitted from the levels right now I'm doing this is because I don't know what it's going to do and how well. So if it spikes a little bit, I apologize ahead of time. So we have it set on balance. We're going to hear how the master sounds. Okay, I'm pleasantly surprised there so far on how that sounded. It did jump out a lot, and I didn't hear any pumping or anything of over compression. I'm going to play just a little snidbit again of the original and then put it on warm and see how that sounds next. Let's cut up to here. All right, so now we're going to see what the master on warm sounds like with a medium. All right, one thing we do need to be careful with is the Fletcher-Munson effect there. Fletcher-Munson, I think I pronounced it right. And that's just because you hear it louder, you automatically assume it's better. So be wary there, because sometimes, you know, we just tend to gravitate towards louder and it might be missing things in the mix. Also, if you're listening to this, I do recommend that you're listening to it on a good set of speakers, not a cell phone speaker, because a cell phone speaker, you're probably not going to pick up any difference at all, or at least a really good pair of flat EQ headset. So now that we heard that, let's go back to the original. I'm going to play just a clip again of the original, and then we're going to try open. Let's see how, I'm just going to go a little bit. I'm going to start right here. All right, there's our bass line. Now we're going to go to open and see how that sounds. Okay, out of those so far, I think I liked balanced the most. I'm going to try it once on high real quick too and see how high it really pumps it up. Because here's the thing, we'll see it on high then, because it didn't have this issue on medium, will it start pumping on compression and overcompensate? So let's see what happens here. Okay, after listening to that and watching my meters on my other monitor, I will say I think I liked the most the balanced at medium. I think that worked really, really well. Now let's see what happens if we were going to create the master. I believe this is where it has you sign up if you actually want the song. So let's hit that. Yep, see here now. If you sign up, by the way, this song is called Why. So anyway, if you want to get it, unlimited free previews, okay, 24/7 access to industry-leading AI. Well, yeah, it's AI. It's not like it shuts down. So that, okay there. But that I can see as a benefit in case you need to get something done right now and you don't have the mastering ability, you don't have time to send it to a mastering engineer. This could work for you. One-of-a-kind masters that respect your creative vision. I don't know if they're really one of a a kind, though, because it's using AI. Unrivaled control, thanks to the groundbreaking features. We did have some controls there. And here's what I don't care about and don't need to. Distribution, network samples, and more at your fingertips. I don't really need that, but maybe you do. So let's see how much this costs. Let's look at the pricing here. All right, so here are the pricing plans that they have available. There's monthly, best deal, and yearly. But that's for every all access. We're looking at mastering here. So okay, look, they put you right here. We're going to start at the bare minimum of each one and compare. There's on-the-go packs as mastering everything. So mastering everything, the basics, you get 2 masters a month, which is around $3.29 a month. And it also includes revisions. Okay, so that allows you to have revisions. Okay, good. Be careful, they're not available for album or reference mastering. Okay, and you can select here, and I would recommend getting the Wave over MP3 and things because, oh, look at that. Yep, see, it is cheaper for MP3s, but think about this way. You can do your own Wave masters and make them into MP3s. I'd rather have the higher quality audio. Now there's HD even, which is... Look at the price, about doubles there. So Wave would probably be good enough. That's $6.58 a month for 2 masters, but if you have unused ones, they do roll over. So that's helpful. Now the advanced is $10 a month for $2 a master is the cost. And they roll over once again. So your cost jumped down $1.29. Now if we do unlimited, they're 83 cents, a lot cheaper. But once again, this is $24.92 a month. So there we go, $6.58 for advanced, $10 or $24. So let's look at the on-the-go packs. For 1 master, it costs you $10 for 1 master Wave. 5 masters, $45, so you get a $5 discount, and 10 masters for $79, so you get a bigger discount yet. But these are on the go, and this is more expensive. Valid for 1 year, each one of these are. So this is probably not the best pricing way to go. What I think you would probably be better doing, if this is the way you chose to go, I think I myself, just for the record, am going to stick with mastering my own, though this it did a surprisingly good job. I'm going to admit that. I'm going to try to, my goal is to up my skills though, so I'm going to be getting Isotope 9 as my goal and upping my game even more in that regard. But if you don't want to have anything to do with mastering, you don't want to deal with that, or you need super fast turnaround, you can't do it yourself, or you don't want to pay someone, this might be a good alternative. Now here's what I would recommend doing though. Stay away from on the go, that's too expensive. Is maybe wait, build up like 5 songs if you can or something like that, and then boom, do the advanced. Or maybe do this for 1 month and pile through all the ones that you have, and then, when you're done, maybe switch to basic if that covers your needs. Right now, if I'm only recording and mastering my own, basic is probably fine for me. If I get back into, and I might, where I'm doing other people's work and commercial work again, because it's been a while since I've done it, I'm getting my skills back to the snuff again. I would probably consider that. And maybe if I'm in a pinch and I am in a rush and I have a client that needs something quick, I could do that and use that. And I think that would be a pretty good tool. In the past, I've had sometimes where they had a very quick need and turnaround for something, or they didn't like the initial work and they wanted some rework done, and so I didn't have time to do all that. So it depends on your situation, but you know what, it's not a bad service. Once again, if you don't know anything about mastering, you don't want to have the hassle, this might be very well doable for you and at a pretty good price. Well, there you have it. You know what, before we leave though, if you want to help out, tell me, which one did you like, by the way, on the mastering when I had the samples? Did you like the wide? Did you like the medium? Which one did you think sounded best? I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on that. Also, if you want to help out the channel, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. That money gets put back in the channel to make it better. On top of that, if you find yourself in a financial position to help me out with this kind of stuff, you can subscribe for as little as $1 a month on Subscribestar or Patreon. Or there's also just a one-time donation where you can go down there and do one-time donation. If you choose to do a monthly one, Subscribestar I'm sort of pushing for, because I'm low on some subs on that one, and so I don't get the payout. You don't get the payout unless you have so many people and so many dollars a month to get a payout, and when you don't hit that money just gets refunded, which is fine. I'm glad they got their money back, but I never see any of it, whereas I'm getting the Patreon dollars, which is absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for your support. I greatly appreciate every one of you. Thank you for taking your time to watch this, and until next time, keep it frugal.